Hello and welcome to this episode, the Christmas special of the Lucy and Tim Show. And today we have a very, very, very special guest. And we are honoured to have with us today Mr. Jonathan Cunningham, Mr. Battle Knickers himself. Now, Jonathan was actually there at the moment of conception when the Lucy and Tim Show was born. And in front of an audience at the Care Show in Birmingham in October. And we basically, Lucy and I, took over Jonathan's panel a little bit. And Jonathan very foolishly said, you two should have a show. And that's why we're here today. So, Jonathan, welcome.
Yeah, Lucy and Tim, it is an absolute delight and honour to be on the Lucy and Tim Show.
Yes.
I was going to say, I was joking. Actually, I wasn't joking at the time of the show. So this was the NEC show. I was going to say last year, this year, and you two guys, it was such chemistry. So it came as no surprise that you now have your own show, and a long may it last. I love the craziness of it.
So I've got to say hello to my fellow conspirator, which is Lucy Buxton. Hello, Lucy.
Hiya, lovely. How are you?
I'm good. And you? Have you had a good week?
Quiet week. Yes. I've had this cold virusy thing, so feeling a bit sorry for myself, you know. Apart from that, and also Christmas hasn't kicked in until I think it was yesterday. I'm a bit Scroogey, you know, because I can't be doing with all this Christmas, Easter. You know, I found some Easter eggs in the shops today, and it's just wrong. I've got nothing else to say. It's just wrong. But I'm feeling a bit festive. I've got the gong out. My daughter's made this lovely gong. He's fabulous. My Christmas tree gong. I gave her an order, and this is what happened. This is my bit of festivity. I'm wearing a jumper. I'm wearing a jumper. Hang on, I'm gonna have to stand up now. Show you my jumper. It even flashes. Look, I've got my Christmas jumper on.
But it doesn't show in this light. There you go. Look at that. Christmas jumpers. I had a virusy thing last week as well. It was called COVID for the second time. I'm not contagious. So, Jonathan, you had a good week. I see you've got your work uniform on with a badge in case you forget who you are.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Indeed, yeah, no, it's been a good week, a very festive week. The festivities continue. I look after two services, which is Birkdale Park Nursing Home and Rosebank Care Home for Learning Disabilities. So we've had a week of Christmas events, Christmas parties. We've had primary school children in, we've had harpists, we've had my ukulele buddies band in today. So I've just left Birkdale Park. We've left them all singing away to our Christmas festivities there. So it's been a very, very busy week.
I miss
lovely.
Not being a care provider now, because I must have worked most Christmas days for 2 years.
Yeah, but it's funny, you know, people say, you know, in social care, they said, oh, what are you doing for Christmas? Okay, well, it's just business as usual. It's just work. Yeah. I just say, but it's a lovely time. I mean, I've always said this, you know, it can't just be, it's got to be festive. It's got to be very different from any other time of year. You've got to go the extra mile to make sure that regardless of their mobility or lack of mobility, that they also, the festivities go around the whole home for those people that might be less mobile. But also, it must be super, super festive for all of our amazing staff. You know, these 12-hour shifts, you know, they leave in the dark, they come back home in the dark. So that bit in between has got to be super festive and daft. And so we've got lots of antlers and flashy baubles and earrings, and it's probably counter.
Can't see any of these antlers, Jonathan.
Is what?
Can't see any of these antlers.
There's some antlers there.
There you go. Are you going to work the antlers for the rest of this episode?
Gotta be done.
There you go. You see them now.
You can see them.
It's hilarious.
I remember working a shift in one of my services once on Christmas Day, and I broke the cooker whilst cooking Christmas dinner. I had to ring my wife with specific instructions to bring specific tools to mend the gas cooker on Christmas Day.
That's it. You blame her. You blame her, mate.
Right. So this episode is about which gift that we would give to the social care sector. Now, we don't know what each of us are going to bring. So I've written down a list of loads of gifts in case, because I get to go last. I'm really hoping you haven't brought the same gift as me. So
That's very unlikely.
Is it very unlikely? Lucy, shall we start with our special guest?
Yeah, I think so. So come on, Jonathan. I'm sitting
very-
there
I'm very-
Christmas
very-
morning.
I'm very flattered by this special guest.
I'm waiting to find out what your Christmas gift is. Is it wrapped? Has it got a bow on it?
It'll be a very big bow.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and
I need to move to the edge of my chair now.
Yeah. No, quite simply, I think, you know, for 2024, in terms of a gift, I'd love to see social care is to have a little bit more self-confidence. Simple as that. That it can slip into a world of, and dare I say it, self-pity. It can fit into and fall into a world of where everyone else is to blame and social care itself is not to blame. And I think 2024 there is no more money. It's simple as that. There is no more money out there. All the ideas and innovation have to come from us. And I think the moment of realization when you start taking ownership and say, right, we've got to sort this out ourselves, because there is no magic wand or silver bullet. And I think that's the biggest thing, which I say to all providers, you know, the from little independents to the big groups, is have your own self-confidence to find the solutions, because there is no one else. Don't be looking to local authorities. Don't be looking to central government and say, no, well, we need more direction. Of course, we need more money. Of course, we need all that. But I can assure you, while there's an NHS and there's money and there's votes in NHS, 2024 is going to be a very tough year for social care, because all the money is going to be, or all the voting and everything else and all the positioning is going to be for NHS. So that's my gift. Self-confidence. Come on, guys, we can do this. We can do it ourselves with your antlers on. And there's some amazing innovation. We've got some amazing managers out there. You know, you only see them in these groups and you think, you know, what wonderful people, you know, leading incredible teams, doing incredible things, and great inspiration. And I think, you know, if we can sprinkle some of that. And equally, you know, there's some managers out there who are really struggling. You know, they don't have the support. And I think, you know, all the support from the likes of yourself, Lucy, and Tim, and care managers in a circle and battle knickers and all that. And there's only people there to support. You're not in competition. We're only there to support each other. So there you go. There's my gift wrapped self-confidence for 2024. You know, at your just waiting to be unwrapped underneath your lovely Christmas tree there.
You know what? I'm putting that gift under my tree because you're speaking my language, and I agree. You know, we've got to stop looking for this magical unicorn. It's not there. It's not coming. And these are people's businesses that they own. It's their responsibility. If my business isn't working, that's up to me to sort it out. I can't go and knock on Rishi's front door and say, can I have some money? It doesn't work like that. So if you've got a business and you want to take it somewhere, make sure you're in line with your regulation and doing, you know, keeping it all nice and tidy and legal. But absolutely own it and get out there and do some fabulous stuff. I mean, I've seen one incredible post today. Lady wanted to see gentlemen dancing in the home. So they got a gentleman into the home dancing with a little bit less attire on, which is what she asked for. How incredible is that? Why shouldn't she? You know what? It's your service as long as you're doing what you should be doing. And you know, doing all
another sideline there, Tim. Another sideline for you there, mate.
But you know, since I've lost 9 kilos, Jonathan, do you know that's much more realistic now?
Mate, you're looking good.
Yeah,
You're looking good. You're looking very elf-like.
it's what happens when you told you got pre-diabetes and you have a wake-up call, isn't it?
So have you still got pre-diabetes now you've lost your 9 kilograms?
I have no idea. Till I go back in January and be bled again.
Okay.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yes, it's what happens when you don't eat junk food.
It's what happens when you're given some feedback and you have to pay attention and do something with that feedback.
I've been getting feedback for the last 20 years. I've just ignored it.
A bit like a providers.
A bit like most of the social care sector.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I love your gift to the care sector, because social care can do this. And you're quite right. We can't wait for government to fix it. There is no pot of money. The pot of money went decades ago. It's about finding different ways to do stuff. It's about finding efficiencies. But ultimately, it's about people, isn't it? That's why it's called social care. It's about people supporting people.
Yeah.
Human beings are resourceful. And the social care sector really does need to be resourceful. I love that gift. I never thought you'd say that, by the way.
You thought it'd be ukulele.
I didn't have any ideas about what you'd say, but that's taken me a little bit by surprise, in a good way. Right, so that's our first gift for social care from Jonathan, which is the gift of self-confidence.
Yes.
Lucy, what's your gift?
Well, you know what it's like, Tim. You send me the plan and I read it and go,
no, you didn't do that. You said, that's great.
I did, didn't I? I did.
You said, that's great. You are far more organized than me. I was just going to wing it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's exactly
I was
what
just
you
going
said.
to wing it.
WhatsApp, right? That's exactly what
It's true. He's quoting me. He's quoting me. And I did love your plan. So, but I'm going to go on a bit of a segue here. So I have 3 gifts, of which Santa hasn't delivered the 3rd one. And I can see the gift. It's in my little Santa sleigh on my Amazon tracker. It just hasn't come through my front door yet. So I'm quite disappointed about that. But anyway, so my first gift, it's a very small gift. And it's, I guess, a bit of sage, wise, knowledgey kind of gift. And it's the gift of a tray of tea and some biscuits. And the pair of them are like, what on earth are you on about? So over the years, Tim, he's just like, oh, she's embarrassing, she's shocking, she's terrible. Okay, so think about it.
She always does this, right? Okay, she always does.
I know, but this is why you love being on this show with me, Tim.
Go on then. I
You've
laugh.
got no clue where I'm going with this.
Not the faintest.
So over the years, one of the things that I've found that's really helped with a team and bonding them is having a tray of tea and some biscuits and actually just enjoying that social occasion together and being there and holding that space for one another and being present. Now, it's something that it's less easy to do, but when you're busy and you're running around and somebody just bringing you a cuppa and leaving saying there's a cup of tea on the side for you and some biscuits, how lovely is that? That sense of teamwork, and we're together and we're sharing and I'm looking after you. And so if you're looking for something simple, just to make your colleagues feel appreciated and cared for, try a tea and some biscuits.
Very nice. No, we like that.
Tim's done that's a short. I've got 2 more up my sleeve. He's a bit concerned.
I went to visit a domiciliary care agency yesterday. Not a client, but it's owned by a friend of mine. And they're opening a new office. I went to pop in to see the new manager, just to see how they're doing. And she said, I can't offer you tea because neither of us drink tea. And I'm like,
weird. Do you not find that weird?
I found it really weird.
These people, these adults who don't have hot drinks. Oh, I've never drunk a hot drink. I'm like, how weird are you?
But it was just like, they were both there with their like flagons, that's a Welsh thing, of water, like guzzling away. And I'm like sat there thinking, I'm a bit excluded now.
But that's interesting though, isn't it, Tim? So you felt excluded. So immediately they broke rapport.
They did. Oh, she's doing her NLP stuff now, okay. This happens a lot.
But it's just a normal, natural process. You could have bonded over tea. You know, she can choose not to drink tea herself, but to actually not give you the opportunity to have tea after you've, driven for hours. And
maybe she didn't want him to stay.
Actually,
you know
maybe
what?
she intentionally wanted to break rapport.
Just thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to offer him a cup of tea. He might stay and start
You know,
talking
whatever you
about
do,
Christmas gifts.
lock the biscuits away.
Left and went to Asda instead. The supermarkets are available.
Right, let me move on to my second.
Come on, what's number 2 now?
Yeah. This is getting weird. Right, go on.
Oh,
Go with me. So my second gift is, it's a gift that's always been there and people may not know, some people do. And that's the gift of, if you need someone to listen and you don't feel supported or you just want to have a rant or a moan, then the gift is my phone. You can just drop me a message and I'll respond. And I'll listen.
Does that include creepy blokes?
No. Well, they can send me the message. That's absolutely fine. And I'll read the message and I will choose whether I delete and block that number. Yes, that's my second gift. It's that, you know what, if you've got nowhere else to turn and you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel and you're desperate for someone to listen to you, just find me on social media and drop me a message. You'd be surprised how many people do, actually. And a few messages backwards and forwards, and people tend to get a bit of a different perspective, can pick themselves up and move on.
But please do not do that if you have a creepy bloke or a creepy lady.
Then just expect to be blocked, because that's just a normal, healthy boundary that I'm willing to put in place.
Okay.
Less is a good tea involved.
Generous, isn't it? And by the way, if you've got a problem, please don't ring me. Ring me.
Yeah, ring me. Yeah, you can message me.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. And then my third gift hasn't been delivered yet.
This better be good, Lucy. This better be good.
It's a good gift. It's a really good gift. And it's something I've put quite a bit of energy into this. It's on sale. I'm afraid you're gonna have to buy it. It's the Social Care Leaders Planner. I have put my heart and soul into developing a planner for the leaders in social care, which is aligned with being able to write their goals. It shows you how to goal set. You can reflect, so you can use it for revalidation. It's got prompts in there with things like audits and quality words and things. It enables you to prioritize your tasks from highest to lowest. You can reflect upon your week. So as we move forward with the new way of doing things with the regulator, you can look back and see your progress and have your prompts in them for when you submitted information. And yeah, and it's something that can grow with you. And that's my gift, but unfortunately you have to buy it.
That's not a gift, is it?
You can't plug. You can't plug.
You can't plug a gift.
You can't plug, Tim. You need to sort this out, mate. You can't plug your own calendar.
Let's have a vote, right?
I prefer the cup. I prefer the tray of tea.
Right. That's not a gift, Lucy.
It is a gift, because I've bought myself one. It's a gift to me.
That's shocking.
You created. You created it and then you sold it to yourself. That's not good business.
It was because I couldn't get a draft copy ordered. So I've ordered myself a proper one. I didn't want one with a watermark on it. It's a gift. It's something lovely that I've put a lot of effort into, and I've bought it myself.
So is this like
you need to sort out your co-host here?
Is this like when you publish a book on Amazon and you have to buy your own book?
Oh God, yeah. You gotta buy hundreds of them to become bestseller.
It wasn't done to make money. It was done because I wanted to. It was something I wanted to do, and I've done it.
Would you recommend that people invest however much it costs? How much does it cost anyhow?
They'd have to go on Amazon to check that out. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about people being able to put things down in a place where they can stay driven with the goals that they want, and actually keep going back to that point and going, actually, I need to stop all this crazy and stick to where I want to go to.
So is it value for money?
I think so, yes.
Okay, we'll have that as well then.
Come on then, Tim.
Well, I want to give 3 gifts as well.
See, look, I knew I wasn't the only one that was going to go off plan.
Just stick to one.
No,
you tell me what one gift.
We've got to do 3 because we can't compete with yours, Jonathan, because yours is just immense.
I think
Come on, Tim. So what are you plugging?
I want social care to have respect from society, the respect that it deserves, because I don't think it gets the respect because it is often perceived as the poor relation to the healthcare sector.
Yeah.
And those two things are symbiotic, aren't they?
Yeah.
The second part of my gift, it's only one gift, but it's got three parts. I want it to have the wisdom to learn and improve, which links to what Jonathan said as well, isn't it? The self-confidence. And finally, I want society to give social care something, and that is tolerance, to accept that we will get a lot of things wrong. But we have all got many things wrong, and that's how we learn and how we improve. So my three-part gift, not my three gifts, my three-part gifts is respect, wisdom, and tolerance.
That is very Three Wise Men-esque, dare I say.
And I was trying to
it's like myrrh, frankincense, and gold. We're liking that, Tim.
But you know what I really love is that there's a theme through all of the gifts. It's about empowerment. It's about growth. It's about a sector owning where it's at and celebrating all the good things that it does. And actually other people being able to see the good things that are in the sector. Yeah, we see bad stuff, but we see bad stuff in all areas of life. And the bad stuff, I guess, people see easier, and it's easier to believe, you know, according to what was her name in Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. She said the bad stuff is easier to believe. But actually, we just need to look for the good stuff.
It's different than that,
It really is
though.
there.
People would prefer to believe the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear a bad news story about the care sector, like what was on TV last night.
Yeah.
Panorama program. And the whole world thinks that's what all of the care sector's like. But that's a very small example of a very small minority of someone who got it really badly wrong. But where's all of the stories that balance that? Because there isn't really balance, is it? There are far more good stories. I mean, what Jonathan told us today about what you've been doing with your lovely people that you support. That's not going to find itself onto the mainstream news, is it?
Yeah, I used to worry about this. I don't anymore, only because social care is a very parochial world, you know. But basically,
That's a big word, Jonathan.
It's my word. It's my word of the day. Parochial.
Oh, I can't even pronounce that.
Don't even ask me to spell it. I might have even just made it up. But let's move on. Right. So it's a local world, isn't it? So you're not trying to get lovely, gorgeous people, you know, who are, you know, any further than 20 miles away. You know, your world is very, very, very local, and so social media. Basically, we look at three things, and the first thing is making sure that routinely appropriate social media goes out. It's all positive. And you'd be surprised about the likes, and people really do look at that stuff, and really good imagery. That's one thing that's my pet hate, which is really poor images. And also, I cringe looking at, other homes, social media, where they've got close-ups of these gorgeous people who it isn't particularly flattering, particularly if you've got these feeding bibs on, and you think, oh, that's awful. In fact, my mom, or you think, does that person actually genuinely consent for that? And so it makes me very uncomfortable. I always talk about the uncomfortable test. If you look at something and you feel immediately uncomfortable, then it's not right. So social media is one. The next one is getting reviews, because you hear this all the time, but people forget about it. There's homes out there that have no review footprint whatsoever, or very, very few, or they started an account with carehome.co.uk. There are other review age platforms out there. And, we're just now slightly shy of 100 reviews. And I'd say 99% of them are good. They're not all good. And I find that's great, because there's then real credibility in, someone hasn't filtered this bad boy. I remember when, regrettably, I had to move a resident on. The family was not happy, really not happy. And so it was a very personal review on there. And I phoned carehome.co.uk and I just said, look, what can I do about this? And they said, well, you can't do anything. And then I thought, actually, no, I do want to leave that. So I put a heartfelt, really good review, as in response to them. It was not directed at them. It was just saying, look, I understand the anxiety. And that was brilliant because it showed these reviews are really genuine. They're not made up. And the final one is just making sure that between word of mouth and your website doesn't have to be state of the art and gadgets and gizmos all over it. It's just like, it's got to be a nice website that just says, look, there's a few things here, and deal with the stuff that they want to know about. Visiting, food, can you take your pets in? Can you get Wi-Fi? What are the other costs? Put your fees on there. Why shouldn't you put your fees on there?
Right.
And yet so many places don't.
On my company website, I actually put my prices on my website for what I charge.
Yeah, I didn't read that before I commissioned you, did I? Hey?
No, you didn't.
Hey, oh jeez. I said, well,
Yeah, but I gave you
what is the typo?
I gave you a cheap deal as well, though.
Mate, you were en route with your dad's lawnmower or something like that.
But come on, you've missed out the bit where you say
Jonathan, stop, because he will start talking about trees in a minute, because he'll make a leap from lawnmowers to trees. And that's just because there's like a green colour in, grass, trees. And then we just won't get him off the subject of the trees. And it will be here for another quarter of an hour.
But we can't be. So we do need to wrap this up, don't we, Lucy?
Yeah.
So, Jonathan mentioned reviews, so you need to do your usual plea now to our listener.
Do I really want to play this week? Do you know what? I want
to our listener. There's only one.
I know. You know what? It would be lovely if we got some likes and subscribers. But if you don't want to, that's cool. That's fine. Just watch us, and that's fine, and just have a laugh and a giggle. But I think what I'd love to say is, for those that have watched, liked, and subscribed, I'd like to say thank you, because this is what I think, is it our fourth, our fifth?
Our fourth one.
Fourth one. And you know what? Out of something that we did just because somebody said, you two should have a show, and we've done it. We enjoyed doing it, and you know what, we're going to keep doing it until we stop enjoy doing it. And so thank you for enjoying and joining us on the journey, I think.
And probably in the Care Show in the NEC next October, we are doing the Lucy and Tim show live.
Woo!
Yeah, we are in talks about this. Whether after watching this and watching what episodes they will allow it to happen, I don't know. But yeah, it has been mentioned.
It has been mentioned that we are going to be live on the stage doing it. But I want to talk them into giving us that special theatre with like the black curtains around it as well.
Oh.
But you can't see the audience, and I'd need to be able to see the audience.
You can't see the audience.
That is not the best theatre. You can't see anything.
No, you can't. And I need to be able to duck the rotten eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, perhaps we don't want the dark room then. Right, so Lucy's done the plea for likes and subscribes. It really does matter. It makes the video render quickly. I don't know what that means. But
upload.
Jonathan, we're honoured that you joined us. Thank you for your gift. The gift that social care needs to have the self-confidence that it can deal with this. Lucy, thank you for your gifts, even though one of them was a blatant plug.
Outrageous.
That's terrible. It's terrible. But you know what? It's absolutely fine, because I'm sure if we were to rewind the video, I'm sure you both have made overt plugs as well. But that's cool.
I think we were slightly more subtle.
I don't do subtle. You know this, Tim.
Did not do subtle.
No, I don't do subtle. I don't intend to.
And we're going to say to our listener, to our watcher, Merry Christmas. If you're working on Christmas Day, go and have a lovely time. Make people feel
Thank
sad.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
And thank you for working on Christmas Day.
Lucy, stop the recording.
I'm stopping it.
Thank you for having me.
He's such a nag, Jonathan. He's terrible.